this video is gonna be fun. A while ago, I told you how to find some great deals using the Keepa deals page, a tool that I think is completely underutilized and I haven't really seen anybody use on the internet. I basically advertised that you could find great deals, you could find great books to buy on Amazon and flip on Amazon to make some great money. And it's 3 months later, so I want to see, would those books, if you were to have bought them, would they actually have been profitable or not? So you can see that's me 3 months ago. I think I've aged in that time because I definitely don't look that good anymore. But if you've actually watched that video, which most of you haven't, you would know that the Keep It Deals page is basically a tool where you can set certain parameters or certain criteria to find books that meet those criteria. So in this case, in this video, I went over those criteria. To keep it simple, I was basically looking at used books that have dropped by at least 30% and at least a dollar amount of $25 and are currently priced on Amazon at their lowest price ever, but are at least $33 or more. And you can see that returned 262 results, of which I went through about 8 or 9 and told you that, hey, you should buy some of these. So now it is the moment of truth. Would you have actually made money on those books? Well, book number 1 was called Poor Elasticity. It looks like the sales rank dropped 3 times for over like $200. And then all of a sudden the price dropped down here to 50. So would that have been a good deal if you actually bought a book? Well, it just so happens I have the listing right here, and you can see that, whoa, some time has gone by and something interesting here. The price dropped to $45 and then all of a sudden shot right back up to $227. Yes, the new price is about $146, but it looks like there's at least 3 sales rank drops where this book would have sold for at least $146. So let's go over to SellerAmp and see if this actually would have been profitable for you. So the buy cost in this would have been $45. I'm assuming there would also be shipping with that. So let's just say that'd be, it's usually $3.99 shipping. So let's just say it'd be $48.99. That'd be the cost price. And if you would have sold this book for probably under the new price, probably like $130. Now, I've definitely sold books from more than third-party new sellers before, but let's just say it was $130. That's what you sold it for. Then you would have profited $52 and made 107% ROI. Not too shabby. So I'm going to say that was a great deal. I'm going to say we're 1 for 1 on finding great deals. All right, the second book that I talked about in that video is the Detterman's Field Guide to Data Privacy Law. It looked like there was a repricing war that caused me to be able to find this book with the Keep It Deals page. And you can see that historically in the past, it was selling for about like $70 to $80 new. And then all of a sudden there's this repricing war. The price of the book dipped down maybe to about like 35 or so. For me, that was not enough meat on the bone. Like I didn't want to buy it. So I set a tracker. So let's actually see if that would have been a good buy at that price, or if, let's just see what it looks like. Let's see what the Keep It data looks like. Oof. Okay. This one does not look very good at all. So there was this repricing war. Looks like the price went all the way down to like $4.26. There are a couple sales there, but I think I know why this book didn't actually ever go back up in value and why this probably would not have been a good deal. And that's because, look, there's a newer edition available and you can buy that newer edition for $56. So that's one very important tip, is that when you are trying to buy books online to flip them back online, you have to consider whether or not there's a newer edition out, because if there is a newer edition, then it's going to be more likely that the older edition you're looking at could eventually tank in price. So I'm going to say this actually would not have been a good deal, a good buy. Good thing I didn't actually buy the book. So we're going to say that no, that would not have been a good deal. All right, here's the third book. This is called The Russian Icon. I actually remember selling this book. I think I sold it for like $175. But this book here, it looks like there are a number of sales above the $200 mark. And then all of a sudden, the price of this book, I think, went down to about $40. But let's go and take a look at that book here. So this is The Russian Icon. Right now, the buy box is $184. Pretty good. And look, when we came across this book, the price, according to the Keep It Deals page, was $42.08. There's a number of sales for about $140 to $150. And if we look back into time, there's even some sales closer to $200, and even further back in time, around $175, maybe even up to $250 once or twice. Now, the used offer count at that time, when the book was selling for about $200, was actually no different than it was when the price of this book dropped down to $42. And so you could have seen that, like, yeah, this would have been a good deal if you were to have bought this book, because right after, people bought a couple of these copies, then the price went right back up to 100 and $130, 150. So there's a couple sales there about 130 and 150, and then a couple of sales there at 150, and then one at 184. And so if we go to SellerAmp over here, you can actually just click the orders button, because I think I did sell this book. Yeah, I did end up selling this book for $200.09. So let's go and see how much money I actually made flipping that book. So I sold that book over here for $209. I factory sold it for that, and I bought it for $44.69. So you can see that that would have been $115 profit and a 258% return on my investment. So yeah, I would say that definitely was a profitable book. So we're 2 for 3 right now. All right, the fourth book I talked about was Nutrient Requirements of Dairy Cattle. It looks like the price of this book was around $150 to $170. It looks like that's what they used and the new third-party sellers were at. Then we saw a repricing war. It looks like it went down to maybe about $60. But let's see, would that have been an actual good deal if you would have bought it and flipped it on Amazon? So we go over to the listing here. Here we have the nutrient requirements of dairy cattle. You can see right now the new buy box is $143. It looks like there's only one used offer at $140 as well. So let's go down and see what happened. So the price was about $160 new, or $150 new and $160 used. Price went down to about $57. I actually set a tracker. I didn't buy this book, but I set a tracker because I wasn't quite comfortable spending that much. But let's see, if you would have spent $57 plus shipping, let's just call it $60. So if you would have bought it for $60, you can see that there are in fact a number of sales when the price of the book went back up at new about $140, used about $140. So let's just say conservatively $130 here, then you would have made a profit of $41 or 69%. So that's not an amazing flip. I mean, that's definitely a good flip. Like some people, would take 69% ROI all the time, but I'd say that was definitely still a great deal to have bought. And I'm going to say we're 3 out of 4 with the Keepa Deals page. All right, looks like the fifth book is a health psychology book. Looks like there are a number of sales above the $150, even up to $238 mark. Then the price of the book dropped down to about $50 or so. So would that have been a good deal if we were to have bought that? So here we are on the Amazon page. You can see right now to buy this used in the used buy box, you're $204. The lowest merchant is $199. So what looks like happened here is that a couple people did buy those copies there at $45 and $50. Then the price of the book shot right back up to $130, sold a couple times between $130 and $80, and sold another time there at $199, and then another time there at $199. So let's just be conservative and say you would have bought this for, let's just call it $53.99 with shipping. And let's just say you're one of these sellers. So let's say you sold it at $120, then you would have made $40 profit, 75% ROI. So that's pretty good. If you were one of these people who sold it at $199, then you'd actually made $108. Now, this book is a McGraw-Hill book, and if you're gated on McGraw-Hill, what you could do is you could hit up my boy Steve Rakin at rakinprofit.com. He's got a McGraw-Hill ungating guide, and tell him I sent you. That would have also been a profitable deal. So I'm going to say we're 4 for 5 on the profitable deals with Keepa Deals page. All right, the next book we talked about in that video was a student workbook for harmony and voice leading. So again, number of sales above maybe $80, $90, $100 around there. Then we saw a price dip, which is what alerted the Keepa Deals page, and the price of the book went down to $45. Now I remember explicitly saying that I would not buy it at $45 because there's not enough margin, like there's not enough meat on the bone. So I think I went ahead and set a tracker. But let's go and take a look at the Amazon page here. You can see that when we came across the book, it was about right here. Price was about $45. It looks like it ended up going down a little bit further, down all the way down to $30. So if you would have been a little bit more patient and let the book go down a little bit and bought it there, then this definitely would have been a great deal because you would have bought this for $30 plus $3 shipping. So it'd been $33.99, and you probably would have sold this. So news coming in about like $675 to $80. That's a third party merchant. So let's just conservatively say you would have sold this for $75. Then you would have made $24 and made it a 72% ROI. And you potentially could have sold it for more than that because remember that third party merchants, usually they're not Prime eligible. So a lot of the times you can actually still sell your used book for more if it's a Prime offer because someone might be willing to pay a little extra money, even over the new price, to get it a little bit quicker. So again, I would say that definitely would have been another profitable book with the deals page. I'm going to say that we're 5 for 6. Our next book is a clinical toxicology book that we looked at. And I remember this book because it didn't sell a lot, but it did sell like 4 times above $130. Then the price went down to, I believe it was about $50. So let's see, would that have been actually a good deal if you would have bought it then? So let's go and take a look. So it looks like $54. That's what we saw right there. This is the data that we're looking at. So it went down to about $54. And interestingly, the price went right back up because someone did buy a copy. I didn't actually buy the copy, so maybe someone else did. But what's interesting is the price actually went up to $107, then went down all the way back down to $20.25. I actually did set a tracker for this book at $42, but interestingly, I didn't buy this book. So I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't see the tracker, but you could have bought this book for about $20.25. And you do see that right after that one sale, the price of the book went right back up to $125. So if you had set the tracker for this book and you did buy it at, let's say $25, and you would have sold it there at 118, then you would have actually made a lot of money on this book. But remember, this is a book that has a really high sales rank. So this was a book that I definitely wanted to pay a lot less for because it doesn't sell as frequently, because there's definitely more risk that you're taking on by buying this book. And it technically has only sold one time since then. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't say that that was a great deal. I would say that, you could have been the person that sold it and made money, but until we see more data to see if this book is going to be needed, I don't know if I would say that was a great deal. So I'm going to say we're 5 or 7 on the grade. All right, the next book we looked at was a Mercedes-Benz service manual. We saw about 5 or 6 Keepa drops or sales north of $100. Then all of a sudden, we found this using the Keepa deals page because the price dropped within a 3-month interval. It went all the way down to $37.99. So was that actually a good deal? Could you have flipped that and made money on it? So again, 3 months later, here we are. Looks like the price of this book went down to $35.15. That was the lowest it went down to. Immediately shot right back up to $87, and then we can actually count the sales. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we had 6 sales, 3 of them north, most of them like north of $85. So let's go ahead and put in those dollar amounts. So you would have bought this for $35.15 plus shipping. So let's just call it like $39, and you would have sold this for, let's just call it $90. You would have made a $27 profit or 70% ROI. And again, you could have, that's just the lowest merchant offer. That doesn't necessarily mean that even though we see these sales rank drops, that's what the book sold for. We just know that it sold for at least that amount. You could have actually maybe sold yours closer to the new price. You could have sold it for maybe $105. In that case, you would have made 100% ROI and $40 profit. And like I said, right now, look, the used buy box is $127, and that's despite there being a new price at $110. So that just goes to show you that even though there are new third-party sellers, the used buy box oftentimes can be higher than a new copy because the used buy box generally has a prime seller in it. So in this case, if someone just checked out to buy this used and bought it for $127, which looks like that could have been reasonable, and let's say you sold it for what the buy box is, then you would have made $59 profit. So I would say definitely that was a good deal. I'm going to say we are 6 for 8 on the good deals on the deals page. All right, the final book that we looked at in that video was Pediatric Headache. It looks like a number of sales above $80, $90, maybe even about $100 for new. And then all of a sudden the used price dropped down to about 30. I think it's about 35. Let's go and take a look at the listing. So we come over here to the listing. This was when the drop happened. So it looks like the price went down to about $38 plus shipping. So would that have been a good deal? Well, you see that right after, a number of copies sold, the price went right back up. Looks like we have 3 sales rank drops. So that would indicate 3 of those books sold for at least $90. And if we would have bought this, let's see, 39 plus shipping, probably would have been like $42. So if you sold yours for $90.68, you would have made $27 or 65% ROI. So I'd say, that's a decent deal. It's probably not a great deal. But the point of this video was to show you that if you use the Keepa Deals page, like you're going to find good books. Now, obviously not all of the books that you come across are going to be great books, but I went back, looked at that video and all the criteria that I set, and I did that again right now today to see if I could find any good deals. And I found 3 listings here that I want to go over to show you that I'm actually going to buy these because I think I can flip them and make money. So really quickly, here are what those criteria are. I'm looking for used condition books that have a drop interval in the last 3 months. Their drop range is between 30% or higher. They've dropped at least $25. And the current price is at least $33. I'm looking for sales rank between 1 and 2 million. And then I'm also looking for a book at its lowest ever. So that returned a total of 196 results. And again, just changing any small aspect of this is going to change the results that I get back. Like if I change this from 30% to 29%, I'm going to get more results. If I don't even check the lowest price ever, obviously I'm going to get a lot more results. So there's a ton of opportunity, but here's some books that I came across. So we can look at this interactive statistics books that I see here. So I see a number of sales above 79. Okay. And then all of a sudden the price of this book has dropped all the way down to $34. So let's see, would that be profitable if I would have bought that book? So let's see, $34. Let's see what the shipping is on this book as well. So looks like $34.20 plus $4. That'd be an acceptable copy. So $38.33. That would be the good copy. So if I go $38.33 If I just sold this book for what it historically is selling at, which is $79.99, it looks like you'd make a $20 profit. And if I look at the data, like the data on this looks really good. It looks like the used price is pretty healthy over time. I don't see another addition to this book, which which means that I probably have to worry less, so there's a little bit less risk of this price just tanking on me. And recently, the new Amazon price and new third-party prices jumped up to 100. So there's no guarantee that it's going to stay there, but right now it's not out of the realm of possibility that I can even sell it for closer to 100. Like I might even be able to sell it for $89.99. If I do sell for that, then all of a sudden the profit would be $28 in a 75% ROI. All right, here's another set that we found just using the Keepa Deals page right now. It looks like this is a 3-book set. Right now the used buy box is $278.99. You can buy it used for $47.50. Now, while I'm not really trying to exploit the difference between merchant and Amazon FBA, what I'm really trying to do is buy an undervalued book. So I want to know is buying this book for $47 plus $11 shipping, is this an undervalued book? Well, let's go and take a look at the Keepa chart. It looks like in the recent past, in the recent year, we have a sale here at about 65, 175, 185, 185. Couple here about 112. Then we have some in the 200 range when the used offer count was a little bit lower, and in the 130, 160 range. If I go a little bit further back into time, I can also see that there are some sales rank drops around the 200 plus mark, and then also a lot around 150. So to me, because this is not, this isn't a textbook, like this looks like 1934, like this is an old set of books. There's no new edition coming out anytime soon. To me, the used offer count really isn't super high in comparison to the past. And I think that this would be an undervalued book. I think that if you were to buy this for, let's see, this would be 55 plus 4, 59. So these are probably about $59. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you could sell this for $145. And if you do, you'd make $53 profit or a 90% ROI. But remember, right now, the used buy box is $278. So if it's not out of the realm of possibility that you sell it for what the buy box is. And if you do, you would make $166 profit. So I'm not going to buy both copies of this, but I'm definitely probably going to buy one copy. And I'm going to buy this one here because this one does say it is a 3-book set. One thing you have to be careful about when you're buying books, especially in sets, is sometimes the sellers don't specify, like if all the books come in the set, sometimes they'll list the book at a really low price because it's like missing some of the books, but they don't tell you that. So this is a new seller right here. So I'm not necessarily going to trust that this new seller knows what they're doing. So I'm going to go and buy that copy because I think, while I might not be able to sell it for $278, I think I can definitely probably sell this easily for $150. And if I do, I'd make a $7 profit. All right, the final book of this video that we're going to look at that I found using the Keepa Deals page is Constitutionalism and Context. If we go down to the Keepa chart, the reason why the Keepa Deals page found this is because, look, the book sold for about $120 used, and all of a sudden, boom, October 19th, the price dropped from $115 all the way down to $43. Why? I don't know. It could be because of a repricing war. Could be because someone just priced it inaccurately. I don't know. Let's take a look. So it looks like We Buy Books went down to $43.18 plus shipping. It doesn't look like there's another person there competing with them. So, and also because the price drop is completely vertical and not a staircase, it also indicates that it's just somebody came on the listing at a lower price. So this is definitely an arbitrage opportunity, right? This book's only been available for about a year, which means that this book is pretty new. I also don't see another edition. I might do a little bit more research to look at the edition to see if there is a different edition, but to me, this looks pretty good, right? If you buy this at $43 plus shipping, so you're looking at, let's see, $47.17. Let's come over here, $47.17. And if you just sell this for what it's historically valued at, or what it's sold at, about $120, you can make a $46 profit. Okay, so I think I'm going to buy that book as well because I think I can make money on that. Okay, people, so don't sleep on the Keepa Deals page. There's all these different softwares out there. There's Flipmine, there's eFlip, there's NArbitrage, there's Tactical Arbitrage. There's all these different softwares out there that people use to flip books, but I don't think I've really heard anyone use Keepa to flip books. Like I haven't heard anyone talk about the track product feature, haven't heard anyone talk about the product finder, the deals tab. I think this just goes to show you that the deals page has some pretty good freaking deals. So why don't you go out there and get those books? So while not all of these will be amazing deals, definitely some of them I think are great deals. And if you spend a little bit of time using the same parameters that I use, or maybe playing around with them, I think you can definitely be profitable using Keepa to buy books on Amazon and flip them right back on Amazon. If you want to learn about other sourcing methods online for online arbitrage, like using OfferUp or using Flipmine, then check out these videos here because you can also make money doing those things.